weird, bro. You can't even hear you now. I can hear you just straight up. Yeah, dude. We had to
Get that shit up, you know what I mean? We gotta get it. Even though we celebrate the Jewish and everything, we gotta get that one up. So yeah.
There's Argo there. What up? Oh, that's nice. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So complete anonymity is gonna be on this interview. It's gonna be total.
You need to check these out, bro. When you get time, yeah. These are dope. They make a blackberry and a regular. Fuck it's yeah. Like wine in a can. Nice. And it's travel anywhere you want. It's awesome. That's fucking awesome, dude. I'm gonna get that shit. This is the new Wicked Apple.
Nice. That's fucking the Wicked Apple. I'm gonna peep that. I'm gonna fucking peep that, yo. Hey man, so we're up all night, and if anybody's ever wondered what it's like to fucking do hard time and survive, we got our guy today. He wants complete anonymity, so we're just gonna call him Mr. X. Mr. X is here with us today. Mr. X. So, what up, man? All right, my man. What advice? So you did time, right? You did some hard time in the right.
Different terms and a total of 8 years. Damn. From 2014 all the way to 2020. Holy shit.
Damn. That's fucking hard, dude. That's some hard ass shit right there. Oh man. What would you so now when you went in there, you had what advice could you give to anybody who's trying to go who's got to do hard time?
Well, you gotta remember, get a program together for yourself, no matter what. Find a couple of guys that you get along with, that you chill with, that are cool, and stay with those 3 guys. Okay. So get a workout program going and just do your time. Don't worry about everything else. Because no matter what, either you're going to do the time or the time's going to do you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It doesn't matter how you look at it.
Oh, shit.
Because, like, I think one of the hardest things I went through when I was locked up was when I lost my dad. Oh man, I'm sorry. There was nothing I could do about it, and we were slammed down at the time, so there was no wreck, there was nothing, and it was just me and my cellie, and it was the hardest thing I ever went through, because the worst part about prison is nobody gives a fuck about you, buddy, but you. When it comes down to it, you don't have, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just run around the corner and be like, hey, bro, this is how I'm feeling. They're doing their own thing. Yeah. They're trying to do their own time already. The last thing they want to do is think about something that you just went through that you're going through, which is a major brain fuck. It doesn't matter how you look at it, because you're told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, no matter what. Fuck. So, you have your time, and then you have facility time. Facility time is where you have 4 walks every 2 hours. Then you have, you've got shift change, you've got different cops, different attitudes. And at the end of the day, you have to remember that they're coming to that's your house for the meantime. They get to go home at night. They choose to come see you. So if they're punks, guess what, bud? It's time to get it in.
Damn. So like when you went from lower security to higher security, you're saying like a lot of those people were doing what do you call them? You call them calendars, like
a calendar. It's like, that's what I call it. I call it a calendar because there's no end. They don't have an ending. Shit. Like everybody, most people get a release date, and then there's people that don't. Yeah. They're doing calendars, like they're never getting out. Mm-hmm. And the next, damn, like a calendar.
Shit. So then, those people though, that's like their home. So like, what
that is their home. Yeah. So,
how do you survive around like people like in there like that? Like
what's like the vibe, man? Like I said, that's the best thing that anybody can do is stick to yourself, do your time. Got your workout buddies, you guys eat together sometimes or whatever, but other than that, it's you. It's all up to you on how you do your time.
All right. Did you ever?
So not only that, but people.
So, and that being said, is there? I heard rumor that they said, "Oh well, get in a fight your first day if you go to like a harder security." But like, I'd only been to like little local fucking jail or like a little detention center. But like when you go to like high, like high fucking prison like that, would you say that?
That's the law.
Like on a higher yard, there's program. Everybody's
Okay.
got a program.
Okay.
You know, I'm put it that way. Everybody's got a program. You're gonna get up in the morning. You're gonna work out. There's mandatory workout. You have mandatory chow. As long as you stick to your program, you're good. If you are a hothead and you want to prove something, that's a different story. There's always somebody bigger.
Yeah.
There's always somebody down to get it in.
Okay. All
You
right.
know, and you gotta watch your P's and Q's, man. You go in there and you piss off the wrong person, he might come back and cut your face off.
Oh shit.
All right. Okay. So probably get in a fight your first day, you would probably not suggest that as being like
Not recommended. Yeah.
Not unless you're a good fighter and that's what you want to do the whole time you're there.
okay. All right. But if somebody, let's say somebody checks you though in prison, as they said, I've heard something called a heart check. Like you've like, do they, what about then?
Now, a heart check's a different story, man. That's where you might have made a mistake, and then they're gonna see where your heart's at.
Okay.
But that gets into a whole new different realm. Like sometimes it depends on who you're hanging out with, who you're around. But if somebody does heart check you, absolutely, you better put it in all. You know what I mean? Then but that's you gotta remember too. A heart check's like a one-on-one. You know what I mean? It's you and whoever's doing it, and they want to, and it's your peers around you that want to see how you react in that situation.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, they check out, they can't handle it.
Yeah.
Even though it's a simple fight, they're gonna freak
Yeah.
out.
Fucking check you. Yeah. All right.
You know what I mean? That's why they call it a heart check. You're either gonna fucking handle your business and fucking go about your day, or you're gonna
Yeah.
fuck out.
They're gonna knock you down a peg. Yeah, yeah. Did you ever meet anybody? You ever meet?
I think probably one of the craziest people I've ever met would be I can't even remember his name. We were in Sallyport and he had a swastika right on between his eyes.
Oh.
Manson.
Holy fuck.
Manson, dude. I spent like 6 hours in a cage with Charles Manson.
Holy
shit. What?
Yeah, he's a trip, dude. He's not even around anymore. He died, but
yeah, rest in peace.
This was back in 2016. He was back on a page 2, and I was getting ready to go to a yard. And yeah, he ended up being in the Sallyport, and yeah, it was crazy. I sat there for like 6 hours, and me and him chatted up. He seemed like a normal guy when you're talking to him, but look at him and thinking about everything that he's done, you're just like,
holy shit!
I'm sitting next to fucking Charles Manson right
now. Like, yeah, holy fuck.
Damn. So he just sounded like a normal guy. It didn't sound like anything like. Didn't sound like a serial killer, or.
No, you'd be surprised, man. Like some of the most craziest ones are probably more normal talking than being you. Like anybody you run into.
What?
They'd be like, "Hey, sir, how you doing? Nice to meet you, sir."
Yeah. Yeah.
And the meantime, they might be wearing their girlfriend's skin up while they're walking around.
Holy fuck, man.
Pissed them off, yeah, or they ate them or chopped them up or God knows what they did, bro. There's some crazy people in prison, buddy.
Damn. That's fucking, dude, that's fucking crazy. That shit. Did you?
Now, dude, I remember chopping up with this OG. He's probably in his 70s. I met him on a 4-yard and we were sitting outside and we were feeding these squirrels, throwing them little pieces of bread.
Mm-hmm.
And we were chopping it up, and normally, you know what I mean, you don't really talk about what you did or whatever. And he was like, back in my day, this place was so much different. He was like, I remember when they used to call me the Sandman, and I was like, why'd they call you the Sandman? Oh, gee, what's up? And he's like, well, because he's like, I was a truck driver, and he said they only got me for 134 murders, but I'm well over the million. And I was just all, oof, all
Whoa.
right. Dude, he was telling me about one time he came up to a stop. He stopped and picked up this hitchhiker and this chick, and she started freaking out, screaming. So he took a 45 and fucking blew her brains out the window.
Damn.
And I was just, oh, then what? He's like, I kicked her out of the truck, kept on driving, cleaned up the mess, picked up another.
Damn.
What
This
do
some
you see? You know what I mean? Like, in reality, I'm sitting there thinking, like, oh, fuck, what do I say to this dude? And he was like, but those were the old days. He's like, I remember when I had a 1954 Studebaker, and I was like, fuck, how do we go from fucking shit, bitch, watching them preach you out the window to a Studebaker?
He didn't even. Oh man, like the Muppets or something. Like when the.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Oh man.
That's some crazy shit. So these guys are all just like they seem like just regular people when you're talking to them.
you never know, man. You never know.
Okay. Would you advise like would you say like okay, some people have even commented before that like prison life can be somewhat like sort of like when you're going to school but like you never like you don't go home. Like it's sort of like you're trying to keep like a like that's why some people would call it, hey, I'm going back to school or whatever. Would you what
My concept, dude, that's their way of dealing with time. Time's
Okay.
a funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the one thing about prison that used to always trip me out, but it helped me do my time, is I would pay attention to what was on the menu. It would only change once every 6 weeks. So
Okay.
you ate the same thing every single day for 6 weeks. And then you would get something new.
Nice.
And that's how I knew my time was going by.
Okay.
Because, you know what I mean? You get set in such a routine where, all right, it's time to go to chow. Get up and go to breakfast. You come back, you work out for 3 hours, you take a nap, you get up and go eat lunch. Come back, then you go to dinner, and it's boom, 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 boom. You start off on a Monday, next thing you know, you're looking at it and you're like, fuck, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
But you have to look at there's no concept of time. Like, that's the thing that's crazy about doing time is like when you're out on the street, you rush home so you can have dinner and maybe go out and get a drink and go catch a movie.
Yeah.
And there, you're wondering what the next TV show is going to come on, and it's the same thing every day. You wake up, same walk, same person still sitting next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Time doesn't change.
All right.
It's like time almost repeats itself, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So
great.
but so now what I heard like certain things have like currency in prison. Like they got like cigarettes or whatnot or making hooch type of those things have currency in prison. How what could you
It
price.
depends, man. Make homemade hooch is like making it's liquor. Can't make no liquor unless you don't get the sticker, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing that's crazy about prison, you have everything you want but pussy.
oh shit, even
Back.
could you can't even there's like no conjugal visits. They don't have like people that
Not no more now. You can have your family and stuff, but yeah. I mean, there's always a will. If there's a will, there's a way. But money talks, bullshit walks, bud.
all
Oh.
right, okay, cool. All right. All right. Cool. You get now that being said, how do you even make hooch? How do you do that?
What
It's
issue?
a whole lot of sugar and a few, pretty much anything. Orange juice, oranges, um, grapefruit, grape juice. Really, whatever you can get your hands on that has sugar in it, and throw a little water in it, let it sit, and you know, it turns into a byproduct.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What else? What else can you make in prison? What's like the
What else can you make? Like,
other than hooch that could kind of give you like a little more currency amongst the people? And what can you trade that currency for?
Just depends, man. It's whatever you want. It's prison. You
okay.
make it what you want. You know what I mean? Like, you can work for money. You can do all kinds of stuff. It's all on how you want to do your time. Depends on if you're broke. You know, you might be what they call indigent, where you don't get nothing, and that's where you go to your people and you know, work out or do cleaning, laundry, whatever it takes to make, you know what I mean, get that pouch of cigarettes or whatever you want to help your time go by.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Cool. Did you so now there's gangs in prison as you know, like people know. Like, do you advise people with joining a gang in prison if they're just trying to do their time like for protection, or what would be your take on that?
Everything comes at a price, Vaughn. It all depends on you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that. There's gangs. There's everything. Prison's prison. You know, like they say, when you go into prison, you have to remember there's one of every race from all over the world. So
Okay.
when you walk through those doors, you're being judged by everybody.
Okay.
You know, it's the ultimate. Like it doesn't matter. And some people can take it as it's like walking into the biodome or walking into the like fight dome or whatever they call it, a ring. Like it's you know, everybody has their own different take on it.
Okay.
All right. What did you do? What helped you to get through prison? Like, I know you were.
Watching.
I worked out and I stuck to my rhythm, whatever you set up for yourself. Like for me, it was working out, eating. You know, I stuck through and I went. You know, to be honest with you, like I read the Bible a lot.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Good.
you know, there's people who become like way deep into it, but you know, one thing about prison, it gives you time to reflect. You can either educate yourself or come out the same person. I went in and wanted to get educated, so I read as much and as many books as I could. You know, geology, all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Because at the end of it, you know what I mean? There's only one thing in this world that really brings you power, and that's knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how you look at it or how you get it. If you have the time to be able to learn yourself, you better learn, bro.
All right.
Because
Hell yeah.
at the end of the day, when you come out, if you come out a better person than the person you went in, no matter what, you're doing better, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Amen. Amen to that.
Amen.
Otherwise, you know, you get the reoccurrence of where you get too comfortable.
Yeah.
3 meals at a cot makes a big difference in you being out here running around the street. Depending on what you know what I mean, doing what you're doing, you're trying to make a living. You know what I mean? Some people can work, some people choose not to work. They choose to do what gets them in prison.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing too. Is I heard like I got somebody in my family who's been in prison his whole life. He just wants to stay in prison. I don't know. That's just like what I mean. What would be your take on that? Like, what if some of these people just get accustomed to prison life? Like,
Why would they get accustomed to prison life?
You know, you can get very comfortable in prison, just like you can get very comfortable out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have a mindset goal that you want to have a nice house, nice cars, and a nice, you know, nice family, it doesn't matter if you've been in or out of prison, you're going to have those things. But if you get, you know, like people can be like sheep, bro. It doesn't matter how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to follow what suits them.
Right.
So if you get somebody who's been in and out of trouble their whole life, you know, they get to a point where they don't know how to cope out of prison because they've been in prison more than they've been out.
Damn.
So then prison becomes a way of life. You're used to having that set, strict rule, like that way of life. It's a way of life. Like, dude, it's way different. The one thing about prison and compared to the real world is prison has respect. People out here don't have any respect. Like, that was one of the hardest things that anybody coming out of prison that has a hard time getting used to is that where you have to readjust to civilization. Because in prison, they have their own rules, they have their own way of life, they have their own way of doing things. They police themselves. So in prison, like you walk up to a door, you open the door for you, say your partner's with you, you open the door for your partner, and you're like, here you go, bro, don't trip, I got the door. Hey, thanks, brother, I appreciate you. You open the door for a motherfucker outside, and he's like, fuck you, what are you doing? And you're like, what'd you just say to me?
Damn.
And you can't do it. And wow.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a whole different realm of thought. You know what I mean? Like, you be working with a dude at work because he's having a bad day or something. He blows off the handle and starts saying all stupid shit. In prison, you're working out with a guy, he might be having a rough day. He'll tell you about why he's hard time, and he'll be like, man, I fucking miss my family. I miss my kids. I don't know how to deal with this. You know what I mean? You can have a full-on conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're like, hey, man, you can't change something that you can't be around, so you got to do this. This is your time. Where at work, you got a motherfucker blowing up, running off of the mouth. You just want to punch him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're looking at the dude, and you're like, do you ever listen to the shit that's spewing out of your mouth? Like, honestly,
Yeah, dude.
sometimes I really look at people, and I'm just like, wow.
I don't. Dang, man, that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. So you're saying that like some things on like some people actually have from your and you've been from a 2 block all the way up to a 4 block, or for what people don't understand, like minimum to maximum security prison. You're saying that there's less respect outside here than there is in
prison.
Absolutely. Like, it's probably one of the hardest things to ever concept. Because in prison, you have certain words you can't say. But you also you want to walk with a certain demeanor of respect. Because if you give somebody respect, then you expect the same respect back,
Right.
no matter what. Otherwise, it's a different situation. You know what I'm saying? Out here, you walk around with a certain expectation of respect, and you give somebody respect, and they look at you like you're dumb, and you're just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Damn, that's
heavy.
and you wonder why the world's in the situation that we're in. Like, straight up, man, I'm not playing you a little bit. Like, today's day and age, the way people carry themselves and the way that they go about their daily lives is unreal. Like, it's like, dude, prison's dangerous. Believe me, you have all kinds of walks of life. You have every predator you ever could think of in prison. But out here, companies get extra money to hire a fucking child molester. You might be working next to a predator that goes after kids, and the biggest problem with the predator is he reoffends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I have no concept of respect for anybody because I have kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anybody that goes after a child, there's a problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you know what I mean? For you to have to go to work and you gotta hear this dude talking about it, or maybe Joe Blow you walk up to and they have no concept of reality. Like, when you think about reality, their reality is completely fucking different. It just doesn't make sense. In prison, you kill them. Out here, they get away with it.
now that being said, what are some things that could definitely get you killed in prison?
Being a rapist, being a child predator,
Okay.
you fucking pour Drano down your old lady's fucking throat and beat her to death. You're done, bud. Shit's not accepted. We all have babies' mamas at home. You know what I mean? The last thing I would want is somebody, to get out on the streets that's doing that, could do that to my baby's mom while I'm locked up. How about you?
Damn. So, whoa. Holy shit. That's probably why Dahmer didn't last.
Well, I mean, everybody thinks of prison as being the worst place in the world, but really, you got to remember, man, prison's what keeps your family safe. All depending on how you look at it. In reality, they take care of their own in there, which 99% of the time, the bad people, they try to keep from getting out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't ever look at that concept. Like, in reality, yeah, it's all bad either way. But at the same time, if I ever came across a situation where I could stop my baby girl or my son or my best friend's son or his wife from anything ever happening to them, any normal man's gonna do whatever it takes, right or wrong.
Damn.
So, and if they're in there doing calendars, as you said, that could be almost like their way of doing something good. Is like, hey, you know what? I'm in here anyway. I'm gonna off this guy because he's, I mean, right?
Yeah, there ain't no way around it.
Damn. Holy shit.
We're all
Wow.
predators in our own way. We all like to hunt and feed our family or protect our family, whatever it takes.
Holy shit.
People
Damn.
lose that concept, bud. And I think the world would be a different place if they didn't actually thought about what was real and what's not.